Thank you, everybody. Give it up for your host, everybody. She's doing great. Give it up for Dee Dee Nass, your host. It's very exciting for me to be here at the last Dead Herring comedy show. A few years ago, I tried to move in here, and they rejected me. So it's very exciting for me. True story. But I have slept on the floor here with a punk band from Texas, so it's okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay, so I work in Park Slope, and the other day I was walking past a grocery store, and there was a homeless guy outside who was eating fried chicken, and instead of begging for change, he was begging for hot sauce. And I just think it is so sad that once he gets that hot sauce, he is just going to use it on drugs. I am really broke. Is anyone else here broke? Yeah, we're broke. I'm super broke, but I always want to be charitable. I always want to be able to give to charity, and I can't figure out how to do it. And I was walking by a Pret-a-Manger in Manhattan, and at the Pret-a-Manger they had this sign up that said all our food is made fresh today and it leaves today. You know, any food that we make today that we don't sell, we donate to a homeless shelter. So it's that easy, guys. All I have to do to give to charity is not buy a sandwich at Pret-a-Manger. And actually, every time you eat at Pret-a-Manger, you are stealing food out of the hands of a homeless person. Yeah. Everyone who eats at Pret-a-Manger is a piece of human garbage, is what I'm trying to say. It's very sad. I am very self-absorbed, as I hope you can tell by now. And all I want is attention. But I think it's okay, because I know my faults, I know that I'm doing things that aren't okay. So if someone says to me, hey, Rachel, you're being a bitch right now, you're being really self-absorbed, I'll be like, oh my God, thank you for noticing. But I hate when people say things about me that aren't true. And on the internet, this one time, I read something where someone wrote about me, that girl is so ugly behind those big glasses. Giving everyone blowjobs doesn't make you cool. But I don't know. I feel like if I was giving everyone blowjobs, I'd be pretty cool. You'd be like, who should I invite to my party this weekend? Oh, I know. Rachel. Have you seen her at a party? She is so cool. It'd be awesome. Do you guys know the drug Accutane? Is anyone here on Accutane? Accutane is this great drug for acne. They had taken it off the market a while ago because people were taking it and it was giving they were having babies and it was giving them birth defects. So basically what was happening is that women were taking Accutane and having babies that were coming out super retarded but with super great skin. So that's awesome. But now if you take Accutane, you have to sign a pledge that says that you will not have a baby if you're on Accutane. So you have to say that you're on 2 forms of birth control. Which I guess the idea is if you're in a relationship, you'll be on the pill and using condoms or something like that. But that's a pretty big commitment, the pill, for someone who's not getting laid a lot. And I don't know, I don't have good skin. So I feel for me, if I was on Accutane, I would say that my 2 forms of birth control were abstinence and a terrible personality. It's really hard to get pregnant that way. Or on a week where I'm killing it, on my best week ever, my 2 forms of birth control would be condoms and hope. The hope is very important. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not going well for me right now. Things are not going well in my life. And I'm trying to distract myself, and the way that I've been doing that, it's great, I recommend it. I've been reading The Hunger Games. Have you guys read that book? Oh my God, it's addictive. It's really good at distracting me from my problems, right? It's about this dystopian society where everything's awful, people don't have enough food, and it really puts everything into perspective. Because I shouldn't be so upset about my own problems, because no matter what I do, nobody will ever love me as much as PETA loves Katniss. So why even try, right guys? Why even try? It's not my style. I don't usually read the popular books. I didn't read Harry Potter. I didn't read Da Vinci Code. It's like not what I do. I only read The Hunger Games because I found it in the trash one day. And I'm not gonna like be crazy. I'm not gonna like go out and buy the sequels or anything. But is anyone planning on throwing out Catching Fire? I need it, guys. I need it. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. That last joke was a lie. The Hunger Games are like crack, and I spent $50 on Hunger Games books in the past week. I went out and bought the next 2 books. You know what I could have bought with $50? Actual drugs. I could be on real drugs right now, but instead, just Hunger Games books. Man, like those books, they're awesome. I've read all 3 now, and I can tell you, now that I've read all 3, that like the 3rd book is the best book. Because in the first 2 books, like a handful of children die. But in the 3rd book, like a ton of kids die. It's awesome. But now I'm out of Hunger Games books, and I'm going through withdrawal. It's very hard for me. I've been reading Anna Karenina. It's not going well. Reading Anna Karenina to get over the Hunger Games is like if I had a crack addiction, and I was like, I'm going to get over this crack addiction by drinking a fine glass of wine. Or like, hey, how about I get over this crack addiction by reading Anna Karenina? It doesn't work at all. Anna Karenina is like the worst book. I'm sorry, if anyone's into it. All these people, all these like Russian aristocrats just have all these emotions. They're just feeling so many things. Like, shut up already about all your feelings, you know? And that's how I know that The Hunger Games is a better book than Anna Karenina. Because Anna Karenina has so many feelings. In The Hunger Games, they only feel 2 things. And that is hunger and that feeling you get after killing a kid. I'm going to get out of here in a second, but I just want to tell you guys something very sad. My name is Rachel Coleman, but I am unfortunately not the most famous Rachel Coleman. There's a more famous Rachel Coleman than me. Very sad, I know. I am a hilarious stand-up comedian, and she sings songs to deaf kids. That's not a joke, it's what she does. She has a show on Nick Jr. called Signing Time. And like she sings songs not just to deaf kids, but like to kids with all kinds of disabilities is what she does. And I will destroy her. I've already started like a little bit, like I've been fucking with her on Twitter and stuff. And the other day, this dad followed me. He was like a dad with a blog, like a dad blog. You guys know. And he started following me on Twitter and was like, hey, I came here looking for a different Rachel Coleman, but you're hilarious. Which I think is great, because he came to the internet looking like for advice on how to deal with his disabled son. And found dick jokes and was like, that'll do, internet. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Rachel Coleman.